Hi, my name is Muhammad Afiq Shakirin bin Akmal and my metric number 292781. I'll be presenting my study title is Income and Expenditure Dynamic of University Utara Malaysia Student, a Consumer Behaviour Perspective. First chapter is Introduction. Managing finance is a big challenge for UUM students. They often have to balance limited budget between necessity like food and transport and wants like entertainment. This study focuses on how factors such as income, price sensitivity, and utility affect their spending behavior. Students face rising living costs and limited financial support, leading to stress that impact their studies and well-being. Current research does not fully explore how income, price sensitivity, and utility interaction. This study addressed that gap. The key questions include how do income, price sensitivity, and utility affect spending behavior, and how do gender and allowance sources play a role. The objectives are to analyze this relationship and identify patterns in student spending behavior. This study is significant because it provides insight for financial literacy programs and helps service providers cater to student needs. The focus is on UUM students and their spending patterns, which could guide future research and policy making. Now, I'll be presenting Chapter 2, which focuses on the literature review. This chapter highlights the theories and factors influencing UUM student financial behavior. This chapter examines how UUM students make spending decisions based on their income, price sensitivity, and utility. It's guided by the theory of demand and the theory of consumer behavior. The theory of demand explains how income and price change influencing spending. For example, higher income shift the demand curve, increasing spending. Meanwhile, the theory of consumer behavior explores how students prioritize their income to maximize satisfaction based on preference and budget constraint. There are three main factors influencing students' financial behavior. The first one is income. Many rely on allowance, loans, and part-time jobs. Regular income helps with budgeting, while irregular income creates challenges. Next is price. Students are highly sensitive to price changes, often seeking discount or cost-saving option. The third one is utility. Students aim to maximize satisfaction by balancing essential and non-essential spending. Consumer behavior is shaped by peer pressure, financial literacy, and digital trends. Students are influenced by social dynamic, and their behavior is evolving with online shopping and digital payments. This study hypothesized that gender and sources of allowance significantly influence consumer behavior. It also suggests a strong relationship between income, price, utility, and spending behavior. In summary, this chapter links gender, allowance sources, and spending pattern among UUM students. It highlights gaps in understanding their consumer behavior which the research aims to address. Now, I will be presenting Chapter 3, which focuses on the research methodology used to explore the income, price, utility, and consumer behavior of UUM students. This chapter outlines the research strategy, including the framework, design, questionnaire, data collection, and analysis method used to address the study objective. The framework consists of consumer behavior as the dependent variable and income, price, and utility as the independent variable. It helps to explore the relationship between these factors and their impact on UUM students' spending habit. This is a quantitative study using primary data collected from UUM students via questionnaire. The unit of analysis is individual students with a sample size of 377 chosen through convenience sampling. The questionnaire is divided into 5 sections, that is demography, income factor, price factor, utility factor, and consumer behavior factor. Each section uses a 5-point Likert scale to measure response ranking from strongly disagree to strongly agree. The data was analyzed using SPSS version 29. The method includes descriptive analysis, t-test, one-way ANOVA, and multiple regression analysis to examine relationship between variables. In summary, this chapter explains the methodology, including the framework, design data collection and analysis technique, providing the foundation for exploring UUM student financial behavior. Next is chapter 4. This chapter focuses on the data analysis process and finding derived from the response of 230 UUM students. The data was collected through a survey and analyzed using SPSS, various statistical method. Descriptive analysis, t-test, one-way ANOVA, and multiple regression were applied. This method provides insight into the relationship between income, price, utility, and consumer behavior and assess the validity of the hypothesis. For the first one is demography background. The demographic profile of respondents was analyzed to understand their characteristic. Gender. Out of the 330 respondents, 39.1% were male and 60.9% were female. This indicates a higher female participation in the survey. For the secondly is age. Most students, 56.1%, were aged between 21 and 22 years. A smaller portion, 12.2%, were 20 years or younger, while only 6.5% were aged 24 and above. Year of studies, respondents were evenly distributed across academic years. However, the majority were third-year students, 54.3%, followed by final year students, 17.9%. College affiliation, a significant proportion of respondents, 52.6%, belong to the College of Business (COB), the College of Laws, Government and International Studies (COLGIS), and the College of Arts and Science (CAS), follow with 27% and 20.4% respectively. Monthly allowance ranged widely from 401 to 600 ringgit was the most common category, 28.7%. 40.3% of respondents received RM200 or below, indicating a low financial threshold for some students. Primary sources of allowance. The most common source was PTPTN loans, relied upon by 35.7% of respondents. 29.1% depend on parental allowance, while only 9% earn their income through part-time jobs. These findings suggest diverse financial consumptions among students, providing a solid foundation for further analysis. Next is descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis helps summarize data for better understanding. In the study, 4 key variables, income factor, price factor, utility factor, and consumer behavior factor were analyzed. Mean score. All variables score moderately high, with mean values between 4.03 and 4.13. This suggests that respondents generally rate this factor as important in shaping their consumer behavior. Standard deviation. Utility factor had a smaller variation, standard deviation equal to 0.625, indicating consistent rating. Consumer behavior had a higher variation, standard deviation equal 0.668, showing slightly more diverse opinions among students. The consistency in utility factor ratings highlight its perceived importance among respondents, while variation in consumer behavior suggests different perspectives on spending habit. Hypothesis testing independent sample t-test. This test explores the impact of gender on income, price, utility, and consumer behavior. Income and price factor, no significant difference were observed between male and female students, p-value more than 0.05. This indicates similar perception of income and price across gender. Utility factor, a significant difference was found, p equal 0.049, with male students rating utility higher than females. Consumer behavior, another significant difference emerged, p equal 0.017, showing that male students perceive consumer behavior more strongly influenced by utility compared to female. These findings suggest that gender does not impact all aspects of consumer behavior equally. It primarily influences utility perception and behavioral response. One way ANOVA, this test examines the effect of income sources, that is parents, PTPTN, JPA, MARA, part-time work on income, price and utility factor. Income factor. Results show significant difference P less than 0.001. For example, students earning through part-time work were more conscious of income management than those relying on parental allowance. Next is price factor. Significant difference were observed P equal to 0.007 with PTPTN and part-time earning being more price sensitivity. Utility factor. Significant variation P equal to 0.001 indicate that students relied on earn a structured allowance prioritize utility more than those receiving parental support. These findings reveal that income sources shape students' financial attitude with structured or in earning income fostering better budgeting and prioritized skills. Multiple regression analysis. This analysis assesses the influence of income, price and utility on consumer behavior. Utility factor. The strongest predictor of consumer behavior with a positive and significant impact, beta equal to 0.384, P less than 0.001. Price factor also positively and significantly influence consumer behavior, beta equal to 0.325, P less than 0.001. Income factor did not show a significant impact on consumer behavior, P equal to 0.130. The finding highlight that students prioritize perceived utility and affordability over income when making purchasing decisions. In summary, Chapter 4 provides a detailed analysis of how gender, income and sources and others factor influencing consumer behavior among UUM students. Gender significantly affect utility and consumer behavior, while income sources shape financial priorities like price sensitivity. Utility and price are the stronger predictor of consumer behavior, whereas income levels do not directly influence purchasing decisions. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 provides a comprehensive analysis of the findings from Chapter 4 and conclusion. It aligns the result with the study objective, explore the implication, discussion limitation, and propose areas for future research. The main focus was to evaluate how gender, income sources, and other factors influence the consumer behavior of UUM students. Discussion of finding impact of gender on consumer behavior. Gender difference were evident in utility and consumer behavior. Male students rate this factor higher, indicating they might focus more on value and the usefulness of product. The absence of significant gender difference in income and price factors suggests equal financial opportunities or constraints for both gender. Influence of income sources. Students receiving PTPTN loans or earning through part-time jobs exhibit greater awareness of price and utility. This indicates that structure or safe income promotes better financial management and prioritization skills compared to parental allowance. Determination of consumer behavior. Price and utility emerge as strong predictors of consumer behavior. Income levels did not significantly influence consumer decisions, highlighting the importance of preserved value and affordability over monetary constraints. Policy implication. For the first one is financial literacy program. Universities should incorporate workshop or elective courses to teach budgeting, price sensitivity, and value assessment. For next is enhanced financial aid support. Provider like PTPTN could include mandatory financial management training. Thirdly is government policy on part-time job. Encouraging student employment through incentive for employees could enhance student financial independence. Student-friendly pricing strategy. Campus vendors should consider introducing affordable options for essential goods and service. Next, we move to limitation. For the first one is sample scope. The study focused only on UUM students, limiting its generalization. Secondly is data type. Self-report data may contain bias. Thirdly is cross-sectional nature. The study provides a snapshot but cannot establish causality. Factor considered. Only income, price and utility were analysed while other influences like peer pressure or digital trends were not included. Future research suggestion expand the study to include diverse university setting and culture. Conduct longitudinal studies to observe changes in financial behavior over time. Integrate qualitative approaches like interview to uncover deeper insight into student decision making. Include additional factors such as technology or behavioral economic theories for a more holistic understanding. For the conclusion, this study highlights the complex dynamic of consumer behavior among UUM students. Gender influences utility and behavior, while income sources shape price and utility sensitivity. The result underline the importance of value and affordability in study purchasing decision. Addressing this factor can help improve financial literacy and support system for students, contributing to their overall well-being and financial stability.